As we know, when a child is bullied, it can have a dramatic impact on their lives. And oftentimes, parents tell children to ignore the bullying or to report it. But it's very hard sometimes for people to come up with ways for children to respond to the bullying that actually can effectively put a stop to it. And I have seen in many cases that using non-defensive questions can actually solve the problem pretty instantly. Sometimes it looks so simple that I can tell stories and you almost want to, scratch your head and say, wait a minute, why did that work? But it relates to what I talked about in a previous video about if we change our intention when we ask a question, we're not trying to control how the person answers, and we change our body language and our tone of voice and perhaps the way we ask the question, that it has a very, very different impact on the other person and often can be disarming in situations where you would not expect it to be. In one situation, a little girl named Maria came home after school and said to her mom, "Mom, that boy on the bus just won't leave me alone. He sits behind me and does all this stuff and pushes on my seat and says really awful things to me all the time." And her mom thought, she's only 10 years old and I can't ride the bus to school with her every day. What am I going to do to help her? She decided to help her daughter ask a non-defensive question of the boy on the bus. She worked with her on the question and helped her with the tone of voice. And Maria said, "Okay, Mom, well, I'll try it, but I don't know if it's going to work." So the next day, when she came home after school, she said, "Mom, it was really weird. I did just like we talked about. He got on the bus and he sat behind me. He started, pounding with his feet on the back of my seat and saying these things to me. And then I just did like we talked about, and I turned around and I looked at him and I said, 'Do you think I want you to talk to me that way?' And he did this weird thing. He kind of backed up and he squinted at me a little bit. And then he went, 'Well, no, I guess not.' And he never said another word to me. He never said anything more, Mom." I met the mother a year later when I spoke for the second time at the same conference. She ran up to me in the bathroom at the Hilton Hotel and said, "I have to tell you this story." And the end of the story was that the boy never bullied or harassed her daughter again during the entire school year. Now, in some ways, it's almost, one might almost think that story is a fluke. It sounds so simple. But one of the ways I can show why it had the power is just to say, what if she had said to the boy, "Do you think I want you to talk to me that way?" What the bully is getting, they're getting the ability to incite the other person's anger or to traumatize them. And so by asking her question in an absolutely calm way, by not asking it in a way that showed anger or judgment or anything else, there was something that happened that prompted him to stop, to think about it, and to never bully her again. Now, I don't know if he went on to bully other people or if he didn't, but there's a power in that kind of non-defensive question that even a child, 10-year-old child, asking someone else, "Do you think I want you to talk to me that way?" Something in the quality of not trying to control the answer, not raising the voice, not trying to push through to the person, has what almost can seem like a miraculous power to prompt that other person to back off and to never come back and do it again.